Hi Collective, welcome to my channel. I'm Crystal. I'm a psychic medium here delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So this is our 222 gateway reading for all of you. This is a very powerful time. I'm actually started recording this right around 2:22 on the 22nd of February. So this is a very, very powerful love reading that I'm going to be giving for all of you. Now keep in mind all of my readings are timeless, but it is definitely more fun to connect with me around these cosmic alignments, right? So very powerful gateway. And on this gateway as well, we have Venus conjuncting Mars. So that's even more powerful. That's why I felt guided to start with this. And, you know, Venus is our planet of love, right? And luxury and all of that. So, you know, when it's conjuncting Mars, well, let me tell you a little bit about that. And then we're going to get into doing a love reading that I felt to do with the Goddess of Love Tarot. And I pulled some other fun frequency cards with love, the pink love cards. Wow, Drowning in Love is still on the bottom when I played with this deck last time, and Karmic Lover. So for a lot of you, you could be getting the realization today that you're in a situation that it's meant to teach you lessons, let's just say that. So you could be realizing that you're needing to change directions in love, that you're needing to make changes. So hang out with me and we will see what is going on for all of you with love, right? Keep in mind it is a collective reading, but take away from it whatever you feel is for you. All right, so on February 22nd, when Venus and Mars align, their influence profoundly impacts love, romance, passions, and desires, intensifying the connection between kindred spirits. This alignment has the power to bring soulmates closer together and to deepen emotional bonds that are reciprocal and feel destined. However, the clash between Mars, the god of war, and Venus, the goddess of love, can lead to either romantic encounters or fiery conflicts and disagreements. So this period marks the closure from unhealthy relationships where we realize our inherent worthiness are no longer chase love or for validation. Right, so this supercharged energy is perfect for manifesting, and Venus brings abundance. So set your intentions for the type of love and the life that you dream of. Okay, so it is a time for magnetic soul-to-soul connections, and for many recognizing what they truly want and deserve. Okay, so that is why I told you, for a lot of you, you could be realizing, you know, if you're coming into a lot of conflict and fighting and power struggles and things like that, then you could very much be in a karmic relationship where you could feel as though you're drowning in love, that you're going to, you know, if it's more of a struggle, like, yeah, you always have to work in love and relationships, but it shouldn't be so much fighting and struggle, because for some of you it could be a clash of the ego and things like that. You could be with you know, I wanted to say a mirrored soul, but not your twin. For some of you it could be with your twin and you guys could be out of alignment, but you often do attract relationships and situations with people that mirror you to show you what it is that you need to fix from within. So that could very much be going on. Wow, look, they're showing me forbidden love, right? Because for some of you, you could be trying to change somebody, right? And you're not meant to change somebody. Like, is somebody playing these games like come get my love? Are you staying into something due to a baby? Because for some of you, you get into having babies with karmic lovers and things like that, and now you got to clear the karma for you and your children. Staying in them is not going to be a way to fix that. Just because you have children doesn't mean you have to stay together. There's a strong energy of, look, prove your love in an engagement ring. For some of you, like, if you feel as though you have to push somebody to want to take a relationship to a higher level of commitment, it's just not going that way. It's because you're dealing with, I'm getting that in and out energy, someone that's not ready to commit. They're, you know, third party love. You know, they're keeping other people as options, right? So it's somebody shouldn't have to prove their love, right? This is definitely a life-altering love. okay? Because it ascended you. Look, one of the goddess cards flew out. Yeah, Seven of Cups. Told you they're keeping you as an option. Maybe for some of you, it's like they have a lot of fun with you. Wow, they're showing me divorce love is here. I tell you about a dream I had last night because it was showing me that image from my dream that I had with this third-party love. Is I had a dream that I'm with my lover now. We're not married, right? You know, we've talked about it. It's one of those where we've said, like, you know, you're mine forever. You know this, right? And things like that. And he knows that I want to get married. We've been together 3 years, you know, and there's no engagement rings. There's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those, like, you could be, maybe, I have to talk about this, maybe you're with someone that it's like, you know, you're my wife, right? Like, he goes around and tells everybody that I'm his wife, and things like that, even though I'm not, like, in his mind, like, we were together in past lives, so it's like he feels like nobody's ever going to have me otherwise. I don't know why I'm feeling my dream, right? But they're showing me divorce love. Well, in my dream, it was so sweet as my father was there. My father passed away a couple years ago. It's really sweet. He's been definitely with me the last couple nights in my dreams, right? Which is very beautiful. So it's for some of you, maybe you got a past loved one too, because, you know, whatever comes in that I'm picking up to talk about, it's always for the reading, right? And I know I've been going through a lot right now in my life with my my oldest son, right? He's currently in supervised detention, you know, so first time I've ever had to deal with any of that with my kids, right? So know that he's there with me even in troubling times, right? But anyway, so in my dream, my lover, and I don't often have dreams where he's very vividly in my dreams, but he took off and he was drinking and driving, and he's gotten in trouble with that in the past already. Currently doesn't have a license, so it's impacted me a lot. Like, we don't have a car. It's making it extremely difficult to get one because he has two DUIs, things like that. But wow, I'm just closing a lot on this. Well, anyway, you can get through all of that stuff or whatever, but in this dream, like, he had driven a friend's car. He drank behind my back and was driving his friend's car, and then he ditched it because he knew the police were looking for him. And in his dream, vividly, his friend was there. And I remember telling him, like, thanks for supporting his habit, you know, in a snarky way. I had said that. And guess what? Now I'm divorcing him. And he was like, no, don't do this. And thought you didn't believe in divorce and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, well, son never got married. But guess what? I'm divorcing him because he's never going to change. Obviously, he thought, you know, marrying me that he could get away with this stuff, you know, because currently, like, he's not even drinking at all right now because I've already separated and broken up with him many times due to drinking behind my back and hiding these things. So obviously this is coming out for, like, somebody, like, I'm hearing creatures of habit, like, because some people could really say that they're going to change things for you, but then in the heat of the moment or in an argument or whatever, they're going to go do it. It's like if somebody cheats once, they're going to cheat again. Like, I mean, to me, that's how I feel. Because it's like if they got away with it, they're going to do it again. They're just going to wait till there's a moment where they're very mad at you or whatever. Then they're gonna forget all of those promises. They're going to forget what they said. So I felt that I'm seeing this, and it's like for some of you, like, look at all this, like, manipulated love, abstinence in love. Because what I'm feeling for some of you is if you pull your energy back from this person and you take, you know, time to be abstinence, like, you could notice some of the love fading. Like, they could change the way they're treating you. They could start to be treating you very mean, things like that. Then you could know that they were in this connection just for sex. And, you know, because when you pull that back, you know, people can show their true colors. For some of you, you are dealing with the twin flame. This is a twin flame connection, or maybe you have a twin flame that's coming in and somebody's trying to block you from that because there's this third-party energy here. So maybe somebody's twin has showed up, or maybe this is somebody's twin, right? Well, it doesn't matter if it's your twin or not. If, you know, because there are some karmic toxic twins, right, that just don't awaken to the journey, right? And it's like, I didn't want to believe that before, but I look at the fact, like, because I always thought if you healed yourself, your twin healed yourself. But I'm going to tell you the truth, like, I don't even really know anymore. Because there's so many, like, mirrored souls, and, you know, it gets really hard to discern, especially, like, if you're an old soul like I am. I probably have multiple soulmates and past life lovers, you know? And I know they're all supposed to level you up, and I know that I've advanced so much with my current relationship, right? Like, I've advanced most that I ever have in the last couple of years, but I was also on my path to do that. And They're showing me baby love. Like for some of you, like you want to have a baby too, and somebody could be blocking that, wasting your, like taking your time away from you if they're really not wanting that, playing games with that. But see, there's this codependent love and manipulated love that keeps coming out, and seasonal love. For some of you, there's definitely a relationship that was supposed to be in your life just for a season. It's forbidden for you guys to be long-term because you're not supposed to be. It's like being stuck in a karmic cycle, pattern, loop, over and over and over again. It's like somebody's ready to break free of this. See, third-party love. I'm feeling somebody just keeps putting you in a third party, what you know? Whether for the longest time, like I didn't realize that my lover, he was putting me in a third party with his mother. Like he's a mama's boy. Whenever things would get stressed or hard, like he'd take off and go to his mother's and just leave me. And especially with us living in hotels, we've lost our home. Like I've given up everything. I have no family, things like that. I'm all alone with my kids. And there's been many times, like this just happened last month. I was on my own with my kids for an entire month. You know, while he was off with his mom and his friends and doing whatever, and I was left, you know what I mean? Like, so there's, you know, a lot of you are being stuck in this waiting for love energy. So, yeah, it's definitely some of it you could feel, though, as this left scars on you. Scars of love. But you got to heal from that. All right. So, anyway. Let's get into the tarot now. So this has got us to the 11. Get some more messages out. Smile. Alright, let's see what's going along with this storyline. If you don't feel that it's for you, then check out some other readings that I'm going to be doing today. Let's see what's going on with Goddess of the Love, right? Wow, right away, Two of Pentacles jump with the Witch of Cups. And this would be the Knight of Cups in this deck. Let's see. So for some of you, there's a very tough decision that's coming about here. Two of Pentacles. And you're juggling a decision here. For some of you, maybe you're staying in a situation due to money, resources, with the Pentacles there. Something to do with money, resources. With those Pentacles there, and a decision that's needing to be made. And the Witch of Cups is the Knight of Cups. So that's either like you going after your heart's desire, or maybe somebody's coming in with a love offer for you, and now you need to choose. Maybe you are in a situation with a lover. Wow. Yeah, Devil. For some of you, like you're with the karmic, you're with someone that's keeping you bound in some sort of relationship or situation. Yeah, and it's very painful. Three of Swords. Or you're going to have to go through some pain, loss. You're going to have to break somebody's heart. Especially if this is a choice, which it looks like, of lovers. Somebody's got to... You got to release somebody. Someone's definitely has a choice, lovers. So you're either, I really feel this is a dynamic between like a karmic soulmate and a twin. And you got to pick. Are you going to stay with the karmic lover? Or go after your twin? Someone has manifested something better in. Now either, I'm sorry, you have to discern what this is. And this is, it's definitely like a twin flame soulmate connection. Two connections that you have to pick from. But you have to discern which one's karmic. Like I said, for some of you, I was going to say, like, I wouldn't want to think that your twin flame could be karmic, but I look at the fact, like, I know I'm clearly on the twin flame journey, and I know that I had a lot of healing to do, right? I was born into a very traumatized, or I was brought into a family that traumatized me, right? And I know that I had so many mental illnesses, right, that I had to overcome, that I had to heal myself. I know that I had PTSD, very much so, from my family and my childhood and the things that happened, especially my early relationships. It traumatized me a lot, right? And I've had to learn how to like heal my nervous system from that. Like I got to where any loud sound, noise, I would jump. Like I used to be very afraid of the dark, all sorts of things. And over this past couple of years, I've, really had to learn to go within, heal that, let go of the word. You know what I mean? So you can heal from that. But that's what I mean. Like, I know that I wouldn't have been a high level. Do you know what I mean? Like, if my twin did come into an alignment with me, I would have been very karmic for them at that time, because I had a lot of healing and wounds. So I do believe that, you know, because the way these are meant to happen is, it's like your twin's meant to come in at a low point in your life and then trigger the journey. For a lot of you, like, it triggers that, and it's like you need your twin as like a catalyst to get you to grow. Like, that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And then for some of you, it's like your twin and you might not ever be on the same level, right? There might just be too much. So for some of you, like, you have to be willing to let go of a twin flame connection or dynamic if they're out of alignment with you, because then they're in fact toxic for you and going to bring you down, right? And you're not going to be able to thrive. So in those cases, I feel you have a higher level soulmate that can come in. And then for others of you, you were just with the karmic that very much wanted to be your twin, and your true twin is here. So you have to discern what that is, but you're having to let go of somebody here. You got to trust what you're feeling at this time, because every situation is different. That's what makes it so difficult. Like, we can't just give these collective readings. I can't just leave, like, okay, like a collective twin flame reading out there and it be one fits all. Do you know what I mean? So with that situation, like, you just have to... Sorry, my daughter's there. Just leave it there. I'll get it. So, with that situation, like, you just have to, they're showing me the 8 of Cups here. See, there's this, somebody's got to walk away from the situation. For there to be fairness, see, and something's going to be happening very fast. This is the Witch of Swords here, which is the Knight of Swords. So there's some sort of fast movement. I'm getting it, something's got to be communicated. She's got a heart with flames through it, and she's holding a sword there. Wow. This is 10 of Wands. Something very, very painful. What is this? 5 of Swords. See, there's been the most. So they're guiding me more to the middle here. They want me to show you these. This is World here. There's a major cycle that's closing out. There was a lot of pain here, 5 of Swords. And it's just like this is the dynamic that kept happening a lot too. Is like, I knew that my twin was under a lot of attack because he had woundings there. And he had, and like I was saying, you know, he had a lot of, anger and things like that due to situations, of him getting into trouble with alcohol, felt it wasn't fair, that he lost his license, had to go through all of those things. So he, so to heal from those things, and it's really hard when you have things like that taken away and then you're forced, you know what I mean? To walk everywhere and all of that, you know what I mean? And like, so it's been a big wounding and things like that. But anytime you drink alcohol, it lowers your vibration. And especially if you're an empath, things like that, like we cannot lower our vibration and things like that, because then we constantly absorb other people's, we're always absorbing other people's emotions and trauma. And then when you're drinking alcohol and you're, you're opening up to that anyway. So you're opening up to devil energy, demonic energy, and attacks and things like that. And so, with that happening, like that's why if you're a part of the 144, like you can't do those things. It's a sacrifice that you have to make, but you're constantly under attack by the enemy, so it's going to wait for you to lower your vibration. And then it's going to use it again. You know what I mean? So unless you're in like a very high vibrational energy, you're partying, you're celebrating, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of positive people in a positive environment, and then you get engaged in drinking where it's not going to lower you down so much that the enemy can get a hold of you. That's why I say, like, under certain circumstances, things like that. Otherwise, anytime you engage in lower vibrational things like alcohol and stuff, it's going to just lower you down. So the enemy kept attacking him, basically. So all the times that we've had drama and fighting, it's like anytime he would drink, he would flip on me. And then I'd be battling entities. And it wouldn't even be him. And then, it would lead to fights and arguments. And, I'd have to get him away from me. And then, you know what I mean? So there's always these things. And so it was so sad because I knew that it wasn't fair. It was like the devil right here. I put the 5 of swords on top of the devil. It's like the devil kept getting to him through drinking and alcohol, right? And so every time it was like, that's why I told him, like, you keep leaving me to battle all this alone. And then there'd be sometimes he'd drink and then he'd come home to me. And he may have been fine when he came home, but then he brought home entities and attachments, and they're getting into my children. And they got to some point where I was fighting. All of my children were having entities and them attacking me along with him. And there'd be times like, you know what I mean? I just felt like, oh my gosh, like I can't battle all of this all alone. Like even though I was with my twin that I felt was my twin, that was supposed to, that maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. All I know is that he was supposed to be helping me, even if he was just a soulmate or my twin, but it wasn't. So that's what I mean. Like, you got to be careful, because anybody that you let close to you brings these things to you, especially, you know, your family, anybody that has woundings. That's why for some of you, like, you're realizing you have to cut connections and ties off with family, friends, things like that. You know, there's certain things, like, you have to do it, like, you have to distance yourself. Just like I knew I couldn't do these beautiful love readings today, you know, with my daughter that is still struggling a lot with depression and things like that. So I, you know, I encouraged her to go shopping today, right? And just like, I didn't want to stop the reading and things like that. So she dropped off some stuff. She has doing more shopping and things like that. So you just have to distance yourself and, you know what I mean? Find times to work with it, because I know that you can't always, you know, cut things completely off and things like that. So I don't know. Significant for somebody. Alright, so 8 of Cups is here with 3 of Wands. So there's something that is just off at the distance. And the Crone of Pentacles is the King. The Kings are the Crones in this deck. So we got a King of Pentacles right here next to the 3 of Wands. So see, there's something here about building. Wow. 10 of Cups. A new family, structure, security. Or this is you taking on this King of Pentacles energy, because these are the Crones in this deck, right? Whether you're male or female, but all the males have been flipped to Crones. All the Kings have been flipped to the Crones in this deck, which is the Wise Woman and the Triple Goddess energy. And the Hierophant is feminine in this deck too, and so is the Emperor, right? So okay, just a minute. And here's the one card, Herodul, I think it is. Actually, I'm not sure then. But it's interesting. I was just talking about that. I didn't even know it was here. And it's right next to the Maiden of Cups, which the Maiden, so the youngest feminine energy, so that is the Page. And here's the Sovereign. I was just talking about all 3 of these, and here they are. That's the Emperor. But see, in this deck, see how tapped in I am? I was just talking about these energies. Now I hear. The Sovereign, alright, which you can see, it's a feminine energy, but this is, like the Emperor. It's representing that feminine energy, because you need to make these decisions that you make. I feel that they are impacting more than just you. I'm getting very strong, like, motherly vibes. You know, I've been talking about my kid in this one and situations and my daughter, right, where you don't have to have children, but you might. But you know what I mean? I feel that whatever decisions you're making are impacting others, right? But this is Emperor with the Hierophant, with the Page of Cups. You know, this is like new beginnings, lessons learned here. You taking authority over this. Maybe for some of you, taking authority over the children in your life, things like that, because the pages can represent children and young, youthful energy. For some of you, it's about going after your dreams and desires too, setting that inner child free, going after what it is you truly want. Things are going to happen very fast with the 8 of Wands. See, we've got another page here, the Maiden of Pentacles, right? And the Hermit energy. You could really be spending some time alone and to isolate, to really kind of here and get your bearings, figuring out what you want. Sometimes that's what you need to do, so that way you're in your own energy and you're kind of away from outsider energy and influence. Because being strong empath, you're constantly absorbing what's around you. Yeah, this has to do with destiny in your fated life. 24:40 on the clock as I say that. So I was just feeling as though I need to close this out now. I need to go get what she dropped off here. And I'm going to do some other readings. So watch whatever you feel guided to. I hope that this helped you, give you a little bit of guidance. If you didn't feel that this was for you, then it was for someone else over here that's connecting with this, right? So, no, the more you watch me, the more I feel you, the more you're going to come out in my readings, right? That's why sometimes they might not all resonate with you because they could be for another soul family member. But anyways, love and light to all of you. Bye.